What's up, cool people? I'm Matt Conroy, coming at you with another game review. This time I am playing, I think officially it is called The Golf Club 2019. And then it, advertises PGA Tour 2K21. I don't know. Maybe up until a certain point, these games weren't necessarily mainline 2K games. I don't know. But, yeah. So technically, the name of the game is The Golf Club 2019 featuring PGA Tour. Rather convoluted title, if you ask me. I would probably just call it, The Golf Club or PGA Tour 2019 or something like that. In any case, now, I can really only say much in terms of reviewing this game from, the single-player perspective. So, there's all sorts of difficulty options. I tend to go with the easier ones just because, A, getting to the harder ones can be a bit frustrating, and B, it makes it easier to complete certain objectives, like these sponsor goals, and there's an achievement that revolves around completing all these sponsor goals and stuff. So, yeah, that's really the main reason I have it on an easier difficulty. There's a whole bunch of stuff here that I really cannot make any sense of. Okay, yeah, I see this schedule, but... Okay, so there's certain options that you can filter through the schedule. But for the most part, it's this is all you really end up seeing as you're about to play the game. You got statistics, and technically they give you a rival, but I don't know if that really matters much. There are also, if I look back at the schedule, there are certain alternate championships that are available sometimes, but you have to meet certain qualifications, and I can never seem to figure out what those qualifications are. And if I go here and try and view the event stats, I don't think that really helps at all. Or if I look at try the course details maybe? Or is that just gonna... Okay, so practice. But yeah, I can't really... I don't think the course challenges are anything that you really need to... No. Those are just challenges that you can try to complete within that particular course. That doesn't tell you how to unlock those alternate events. So that's kind of one big strike against this game. Now there are multiplayer modes here. I've done a local match with somebody one time, and that's pretty much as you'd expect it. You have two different players who take turns going back and forth, and it's just a matter of who does better. You do have options to customize your golfer a little bit with their nationality. You can see the stuff here. Some stuff about their appearance, their clothing, club difficulty. I'm not 100% sure what that means. But I think you also technically have some different options in terms of which clubs you're able to use. Some of those you may need to unlock as you progress through the game, but in any case, the number of courses is, decent, but that's really all the more that seems to change. I mean, there are different game modes that I guess maybe outside of single player that you have as options, but in the main single player mode, it's pretty much just you're playing golf, you're trying to do the best that you can, and that's it. You know, you're on a leaderboard against the AI competition or whatever you want to call it. But I do have to give some props to this game for being at least fairly realistic, it seems. And commentary from the dude that's talking right now is decent. Also, you can skip this kind of stuff if you really just want to like speed run your way through all this, which I appreciate, because I don't always want to listen to all the opening stuff. Yeah, so there's a bunch of different minor details with controls and such that you can see, but the main thing you need to know is just that you got to use the... Well, you pretty much primarily end up using the left stick to aim your shot, and then the right stick you use to actually do the swing.
And with that, I declare this event has begun. And I think he will be happy with that.
So I say it's fairly realistic just because, like, you know, there is wind in this game and it is a factor. Also, like, how far you can hit it changes a little bit based on where you landed and what kind of terrain you're hitting from.
This one's looking pretty good.
It does take a little while to figure out, like, kind of the rhythm that you need, and especially the putting takes a little while to figure out. But once you do have it figured out, it's not too terribly difficult for the most part. It might be difficult on the higher levels to, you know, keep up with the competition, per se. But, like, actually just playing the game and doing fairly well isn't that difficult once you get a feel for how you need to swing the club, or more accurately, tilt the stick. Alright, the wind's going against me. Now, not every single time will the suggested shot be the one you want to take. You do need to think for yourself a little bit on this. So with how far the wind is against me and how high up I need to hit this, I'm actually going to bump the club up a couple of steps. Although, I got to admit, being on a hill right here is probably also going to have a factor on my shot. But I'm just going to do what I can here and hope for the best. That went quite a bit further than I expected. Oh well. Still got it on, like, the edge of the green. Also, they're suggesting a lob wedge. Usually, if I'm at the edge of the green, I prefer to just putt it. And it'll give you, if you look closely at, like, the grid lines and stuff, it kind of gives you an idea of the slope of the green, like which way it's kind of leaning. But yeah, so I think for the most part I want to aim this decently well to the right, because I'm also hitting it uphill a bit. But I don't know, we'll see. Yeah. And that was still nowhere near hard enough.
Looking like 9 feet.
Yeah, that's the thing. How hard you hit it with a putt, it works a little differently than doing it with any other swings in this game, because the rest of it, it's pretty much just how quickly you pull back the stick and flick it forward,
The third hole tee off.
kind of determines the power of your shot. But with putting, it's like you gotta pull the stick back and like wait a while before your avatar player thing will actually get it to where you want, get it to how hard you want to hit, if you want to hit a
This one's looking
kind of
pretty good
harder
so
putt.
far.
Whoa, that shot went
Wow, and just
even better than I
a
expected. Okay.
fantastic drive, hitting
But yeah.
the green in one.
Also, I mean, this should be obvious, but like hitting downhill lets you hit it farther. Oof.
Very close. Just didn't drop.
See,
And about 4 feet from the cup.
even though these little moving line segments give you a slight indication of the slope, it can still be kind of hard to read at times. So that's a bit of a knock against this game, I would say. As well as kind of trying to figure out,
Be an issue on this one.
like in some cases, if you're
About to find out.
hitting while you're on a hill or something, it can be a lot harder to figure out where the ball is going to go, just from the sheer fact of
No, I don't think they meant to do that.
being on a hill. And that, it's like, I knew I had to hit it harder, but I don't know. There seems to be some inconsistency in a way with that, because it was like, if I would have gone up 2 clubs like I did for the last thing, it seemed like that would have had me hit it too far. But I don't know, because apparently only 1 club higher was not enough for that shot. So, yeah, like I said, a little hard to read sometimes.
And this putt is essential to save par.
Yeah, I don't... I'll try it like this. And that wasn't quite hard enough. Okay.
And this one's for
Oh, well.
the bogey.
So, yeah, this game could definitely be a bit frustrating at times, because it's like, okay, on the whole, for the
Okay,
most
here's the
part,
5th hole.
it runs pretty much as you expect, given, you know, certain amounts of wind and changes in elevation and different things like that. But for some reason, every once in a while, it seems like things are just kind of random. Like, it just goes haywire for no apparent reason. And, I mean, I'm sure some of that might just be human error. But, like, that really did not feel like I swung that far right as I was moving the stick. And yet the game tells me that's what happened. Alright, wind's going against me, going slightly uphill. Let's try this club. Also, for anything other than a putt, it's kind of difficult to get a good shot
And this
that
one's
isn't
for
at
birdie.
full power. At least, or maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just terrible at this game. I don't know.
Ooh, that would have been good.
But yeah, otherwise,
Yeah.
I don't know. There isn't really anything else to speak of. I mean, like I said, I'm sure there are other kind of slightly altered game modes
Still
in
down
multiplayer,
first place.
but as far as the single player, like this is pretty much it. And other than the fact that you're, you know, going for certain I think I'd rather hit this one a little too far, but then the wind. So, I don't know. I'm going to trust that the wind will take this as far as I need it to.
This is heading towards
Okay.
the green. And this one's about 4 feet from the cup.
I do like the fast forwarding ability on this game.
And a nice putt.
Even for each individual swing of yours, you can kind of fast forward it.
And 2
And so
for the day after that
it
one.
makes it a lot easier to just
Let's see what this
quickly
7th hole
make
has
your
in
way
store
through the
today.
course and complete whatever objective you're going for. Yeesh. Alright, gotta hope I'm not hitting it into the trees here. But I mean, the wind should push it away from them. Just hopefully not all the way over to the bunker.
Land in the fairway here. From about 145
Yeah.
yards out.
I don't think there's really too much else I can say about this game. Because there isn't really too much more to experience in the
This one's looking good, folks.
single-player mode. If any of you are watching this and you've played this game and you've been able to figure out how to, you know, gain access to some of the alternate
And after that one, he was
competitions in single-player mode, let me know, because I cannot figure that out.
And now the 8th hole.
Every time I see one available, it says I didn't meet the requirements. So I'm just like, alright, well then why even bother telling me? I'd almost rather it not even show up than
Promising.
the game show it to me and realize that it's not even an option. I mean, I guess maybe knowing that it exists is helpful information. And then maybe, you know, the next time you work your way to that spot in the season or whatever,
Gonna like that.
then
From 130 yards out.
you could try and get, but like it never even tells you what the requirements are, so I don't even know what it expects of you.
And going with the 9-iron.
Okay, I think this is the last hole that you are going to see me play
Long putt ahead.
before I consider this review done. Because like I said, there really isn't much else that I have to say about the game in the single-player mode.
This putt's looking to be about 2 feet.
I mean, if you played golf games and you like golf games, then, you know,
And currently
I could see it being a bit more fun with friends, to be honest. But this
And now
just,
setting up for the
it
par
kind of
three.
gets repetitive after a while. And how much you like golf games, that's really the main deciding factor in how long it takes before it gets kind of boring. So, anyway, honestly, I'd give this game kind of like a 6, maybe a 7, just because I want to leave room for more fun in the multiplayer in my review score here. But for the single player mode, it really, it's okay. It does the job. And maybe in amongst all the golf games that are out there, it might not be bad, but like, I would definitely rather be playing Mario Golf than this, if I'm being quite honest. So, yeah. It's okay, but not great. But maybe check it out if you like golf games. Or, you know, get one of the newer ones that... I mean, it was freaking advertising 2K20 or 2K21 on there as I started up the game. So, I don't know. Anyway, that's it. As always, like and share if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to my channel and click the bell to get updates when I post new stuff. Look down in the description for info on social media pages and how to follow those. And underneath all that, down in the comment section, leave your thoughts with whatever ideas you have for me. Thoughts on this game, ideas for other videos, games you want me to play, whatever. So, that's everything. I hope you're all doing well. Hopefully I'll see you for the next video. But until then, stay cool, people.